Welcome to episode 93 of Radio Free Endor. I'm Jamie. With me, as always, is my son, Christopher.
Hey, how are you?
Not too bad, not too bad. I've had quite a busy day. We've both seen each other in the flesh, you could say, because Christopher doesn't actually live with me. He lives a good 100 odd miles away from me. But I was at a wedding fair, and Christopher was at a wedding fair with his good lady, not wife yet, fiance,
Fiance.
Holly, and you were looking at venues and cakes and stuff like that. And of course, I was there with my wife, who was selling cakes. Funny enough, so we had a pretty good time. Do you have a good time?
Yeah, it's our first wedding fair as a engaged couple, and it's really quite funny because before me and Holly got engaged, I sat there and I said to her, as soon as we get engaged, I don't want to start planning a wedding. I just want to be in the moment for some time. And then literally we got engaged, and 2 seconds later, 2 hours later, it's I wonder how much everything's going to cost. I need to start thinking about this, and straight into the planning phase.
Yeah, I know you've done quite a bit of planning, and I have to admit, Christopher, that you and Holly spent a long time at that wedding fair. But usually, me and Nikki went round and we looked round. An hour later, we were done. But you spent literally the whole day there, which I mean, hands off to you. I mean, you did really, really well. Yeah.
Well, we did spend all day there, but luckily we got in for free. So it was really milking our value. Like, literally, I was going to every single suit person, asking a different question, just gaining my knowledge on the wedding industry,
Yeah.
Oh, how do returns work in this? Oh, just asking all the questions like, one photographer is like, how do you feel about winter weddings? What changes to a summer wedding? And then the next photographer, what season do you recommend? And getting a varied opinion on all of these things, because obviously a wedding is a truly special day for a couple, and you want it to be as stressful free as possible on the day, but leading up to that, there's a lot to plan to make sure it goes right.
I know. There's a lot of planning, and I had the opportunity to speak to an awful lot of people who were in the middle of planning. Some weren't at the beginning. Well, some were like mid and near to the end at the beginning. Some didn't even have any idea what they were looking for. They were just coming around for ideas, which is always good. But we got an awful lot of names and numbers and emails. So my Nikki's going to be pretty busy getting those cake orders in. And we even got a couple of birthday cakes orders. So that was even good. So it was a good night. It was a good day. Hard on the feet, but very good interacting with an awful lot of people. I was always taking note of the guys who had tattoos, and some had Star Wars tattoos, and I was all like, "Oh, yeah, Star Wars fan." Oh, yeah. Well, also as well, funny enough, I don't always just stand here taking orders, names, and addresses of people. I also do a Star Wars podcast, and funny enough, I'm going to be doing one tonight. So hopefully they'll be online sometime or other. Maybe not live, or maybe they're going to replay this episode, perhaps on iTunes or wherever you get your favorite podcast from. Or maybe some people will see this episode on YouTube, a couple of days from now. But everyone's welcome. Everyone's welcome. So it was a good day. A very, very good day. Yeah. Wow. Should we head over? Should we head straight into some news? Because some news has been breaking.
Yeah, for sure. And we've not really spoke over the last week and a half. And you've called me many times, and I've been very busy all the times I declined.
Yeah.
So when we normally say, "Well, we've already spoken about this, and we're now we're recapping it," we truly haven't spoke about any of this stuff.
Yeah. Funny enough, you said that at the wedding fair. Holly was saying, "Oh, you," and he says, "Listen, we're going to talk about that. It was pointless doing it now." And again, I was like, "Yeah, I totally agree." So, tell you what, then, Christopher, let's head over to some Star Wars news.
Yeah. Where do we want to start?
Well, where do we want to start? Right. Well, I've got Fanta Tracks up. If you want to have a search around for somewhere else. Now, in the week, I did a special video recording with Jason W. Christman, who was on the last show, and we went through all the artwork that was on for Star Wars Celebrations. and we was picking particular our favorite ones, some that he liked, some that I liked, and today he texts me. He's like, "Oh, Jamie, you got to have a look at this." There was one particular bit of art that I thought, well, I might buy that one because I quite like it. And it's called Hope. Now, I'm going to bring up the piece on the screen. So people on the podcast, you won't be seeing this, of course. Uh, right, if I can find it, there it is. Now, this is it. Right, so I'm going to add it to the stream. There we go. This is the artwork, Hope. Yeah. Now, this was for pre-order on Star Wars Celebrations, and the artist has been called out by two other artists that reckon that he's copied their work. And so I was looking into it, and apparently the lightsaber that's in pieces, because it's basically, for people who are listening on the podcast, it's Luke's hand, like reaching, his robotic hand reaching up for his lightsaber, which has been put into sections. So you got the hilt, the I don't know, what do they call that last bit? I can't think what it's called. Like the nut, the hilt, and of course the crystal in the middle. Then the other part of the handle, and of course
It literally says it on the right.
Oh god, yeah, it does. Yes. So yeah, look at that. It's there. So you got the pummel cap, that hand grip, the control model, the main hilt, and the focusing lens, and the blade emitter. It's all, in parts. And the artist has put the words "hope," which I kind of liked. Now, now is now it's all come to light that that hand is from an Empire magazine cover. It's exactly like it. uh, he's proper cut and paste. You know what I mean? That hand have recolored it. And as you can see from the other picture they had, the parts of the lightsaber, they've been copied. And I think there's one more picture there. So this other one we got of the lightsaber, part of the hilt was copied from another design, so he's changed it. So that was from Chris Trevor's. Now I'll whip up to the bit that was posted. Do you want to read that, or shall I read it?
I'd hope to avoid having to address this publicly, but print pre-orders from Star Wars Celebrations start tomorrow. Artist Araf Uzma has directly swiped the Obi-Wan lightsaber part diagram illustrated by Chris Reef and I for his print entitled Hope.
Yeah.
It is literally a direct copy and paste with the colors shifted. The one part he's changed to make it look a little like Luke's Return of the Jedi lightsaber was swiped from a fan-made 3D taken from Turbo Squid. The hand is from the exclusive cover from Empire's magazine, and all of these images were taken off the website to make his composition. Over our illustration was originally created for the book Mystery of the Jedi from DK Publishing. It has since been republished in a couple of other DK books and has been used on StarWars.com. We created a CAD rendering for inner parts and combined this with our own original photography. Celebrations art show, fine art prints are supposed to be the work of the artist. They should not be a cut and paste from others' work like this. Here's a link.
Yeah. So, and of course, he's posted the link to the Dark Ink website where you could pre-order the print. Now, the artist, that's Ashraf, he's actually pulled out of Star Wars Celebrations. So he's no longer going to Star Wars Celebrations. He's officially pulled his artwork from the lineup. So you cannot buy this bit of artwork. But what do you reckon? What do you reckon, Chris? That being putting something into something so prestigious as Star Wars Celebrations, and you've just literally ripped off 4 or 5 people for that work. Who would have thought?
Wow.
Scruples of some.
This is actually quite an interesting one.
Oh, that's me.
And I think we should really talk about the art show
Mm,
because we quickly spoke to Jason Christman on the last episode before he could confirm or deny if he was part of the show.
mhm.
Um, and obviously, he had his own thoughts as an independent artist before his work was shown to the public, and it does seem that these artists get a really tough deal half the time. And quite honestly, I'm very gonna say very I'm very much cautious
Mm.
of why certain prints were picked over other prints, if that makes
Yeah,
sense.
yeah, yeah,
And obviously we're not seeing the full selection. These could be literally the best 20, the best 10, 15, 20 they got. They could have only got 20. We don't know. But there's a very big range, and this is not me saying I don't like that piece of work. Nobody should like it. Nobody, blah blah blah.
yeah, yeah,
Everybody
yeah.
has their right to like their own stuff. I'm not criticizing of
Mm.
anyone artist, and I understand that if I am criticizing their work, um, that's not me saying that I don't think that they did a good job. I like when you criticize a bad film, a lot of people worked on that. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
It's the
yeah,
same
yeah, yeah.
same idea.
Yeah. No one goes out to make a bad film. That's for sure. Um, well, I can officially tell because I've already recorded the video, and I've been really really busy. So it should have been out before this episode was that we're live, so it'll be going out something like tomorrow night. I'm only going to do a quick edit and put it on, but I can officially tell you that Jason W. Chrisman is going to be going to Star Wars celebrations as an official Star Wars artist, and you'll be able to um, pre-order his print. And as we go through these artworks, you'll see his come up. That's how I can tell you. Um, and the best news is, if I because he's actually sent me a message. Um, I'll read out this message when we get down to his print. Okay, right.
100%.
Okay, so I've been through these with Jason Christmas, but I've not been through them with you. But let's go to this first one. I love this one. I really do. Uh, this artist has done a similar picture before for previous Star Wars celebrations, where it's been like a mirror image of a kid playing. But it's very good. Al Azbazar.
Hmm.
Protectors. What do you reckon to that?
Um, I'm not personally a fan of it.
Hmm.
I think um it's very cool, but I'm not a fan of it, sadly.
Hmm. Yeah. Okay.
For
Should we move on?
personal taste. I don't think
Yeah.
I would buy that one if that makes sense.
Yeah. I know. How about this one? This one is called "The Dark Times" by Jonathan Bestline. There we go. There's a better look at it.
I think that one is pretty cool, but you would have to have a very certain taste in art also
Yeah.
to pick it up.
This isn't my particular favorite. I'm not too keen on this one. I think it's because the amount of the oranges. It's. I think. Do you know this one would look better printed on metal? Do you know what I mean? Like a metallic print.
Yeah.
I think that one will look pretty good as a metallic print. Me. Um, right. Let's go down to the next one. What do you reckon to this one? My only hope.
Um,
Of course, it's split. It's a picture of R2D2 with Princess Leia on the left and Princess Leia as a child to Obi-Wan Kenobi from the series Obi-Wan Kenobi on the right. Depends. This one, it depends if you're a fan of Obi-Wan Kenobi, the series. That's it. You know what I mean? But on the flip side of it, if you bought this print, you can actually get them to sign this. You know what I mean? The little girl and Ewan McGregor, they can actually sign this piece. Mm.
I I'm also sadly not a fan of this one. I think it's very visually pleasing, but sadly I don't have the pull to the original quote like yourself does.
Okay, no worries. I thought that you'd probably like this one.
Now this one I did almost buy, but
Yeah,
I did not.
we are all connected by Jodie Rhea Charity. Yeah, yeah. What do you reckon to that one?
Yeah, I think it's pretty good. I do have some thoughts on the matters.
Yeah,
Is
go on.
that all of the art styles so far have been very different. Some have
Mm-hmm.
looked far much more realistic than um painted or drawn. Some of them are obviously computer generated.
Yeah.
Um and this is one of them ones that whilst I really like it, I can't it feels like it's 75% the animation,
Mm.
but it feels that uncanny valley of the animation to me. Like it's very close. It's
Yeah.
like it's not quite the style, but it's close enough to the style it was in the show. But I still
Yeah.
quite like it.
Yeah. Now you've said it, you have that uncanny valley. Yeah, I admit that one does look like if if someone was going to turn around and say you won't believe it, but somebody's copied and pasted, it'd be this one. Because the artwork looks so straight, pulled straight out of the actual series. It looks like it's just been pulled and pasted.
But it's
I'm
really
not.
cool. Like it's
It is
really
cool.
cool. Like
It is cool, but that's my own personal look at it when I see it. But I do like it, but it has got that uncanny valley, like you said about the characters on it. But I do like the look of the wolves on it, I must admit. And
100%.
I was never really too keen on his short hairstyle. Do you know when he for was it like first two seasons where he had this
Yeah.
skinhead? Yeah, I was never
No,
keen.
last two. Last two.
Last two, yeah. I was never too keen on Ezra's hairstyle. I liked it when it was a bit rougher. Yeah. But so that one's called We Are All Connected. So that's it's pretty cool. I like this one. Do like this one a lot. A World Between Worlds.
I like it as well, but it's also the same as before. This was the one that I think torn me the most. It
Mm,
is very visually impressive,
yeah.
but this one is very uncanny valley to me. It's
Mm,
very like, is it animated Ahsoka looking more realistic, or is it um live action Ahsoka more cartoonish? And it's
mm.
like both. It's right there in the middle.
Yeah. Yeah. Because you've got the what's it called? The World Between Worlds
Yeah,
gateway. You think it'd be Ahsoka of that period, wouldn't you?
yeah, for
Yeah,
sure.
yeah, cool. Well, I actually thought that you'd probably get that one for Holly. Actually,
Oh,
now this one, it's by Jason W. Christman, and it's called "We Have Visitors." Now, this is his official one, a probe droid. On the video that I will post, you'll hear him explain more about this piece and how he's made it. We really go in depth on this piece, and it's very, very cool how he tells you about it, how he's put this, that, and the other, and how he went through different changes, putting different bits in. I like it. I do like it as a minimalist, which that's his forte. I do like it a lot because it also tells you the story, of the probe droid doing it because they are quite deadly. And in fact, we also point out there's a lot of probe droids in this artwork. As we scroll down, you've probably seen a couple of probe droids
mm.
in some other people's artwork. What do you reckon to this one?
Um, I think that obviously I don't want to offend Jason. Um, I quite like the style.
Mm.
I quite like the artwork, but sadly, the sequel trilogy is not my jam.
That's right. It's
You
me.
know?
It's more. Yeah. To be fair, it's mine. It's not yours because you're into the is it the prequels? You're into the prequels, aren't you?
I don't know. I'm pretty much
Mm.
into. I am into the sequels. It's just that thing of like the things you hold dear. You know,
Yes. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Hoth is one
Mm.
of them things you hold dear. You know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I do like this one. Now, I will tell you that its pre-orders, of course, went online on the 10th. Yeah, for this one,
Mhm.
and Jason has done really well so far because you can save money by doing the pre-orders. I think you will save about £20. I think. Don't quote me on that. But he sold over 128 prints already of this one. So that's quite impressive. Hopefully, and because you're going to have some people from the original trilogy there, you might be able to get some signs on that. You know what I mean? You know, if anybody's from the special effects people, boom, get it signed. So he's done quite well with that. Do you reckon?
Yeah,
Hmm.
I do. I do.
Yeah. So let's slip down to this one. This is called Guardians of the New Republic. Um, it reminds me of an old Macquarie sort of picture, but I've seen this style done over and over and over again. Do you know what I mean, Chris?
I personally really not. I don't enjoy this one as much as I feel like I should.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe it's the art style, but it's like that thing again. And I hate to say it, but um, I don't know. Ahsoka's one of these very uncanny valley characters that she looks too good in real life and looks like weird or just
Mm.
not quite right and doesn't line up properly.
See how Din Djarin is on that one.
Mm.
See how he's put, how he's standing there. Let's just go to that first one. It's very similar, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
Very similar um pose, if you know what I mean. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, not particularly, not one that I particularly enjoy. I don't know. There's something about it. I don't know. But he's done a good job. You know, I don't know. Like you, this is my own personal opinion.
Mm-hmm.
Not everyone else. People are probably really loving this, and it will put on. Some people will be buying it to put on their walls. But for me, no, no, it's not. But I don't go for that kind of style, if you know what I mean. That's
Mm-hmm.
not what I go for. And people will go for, you know, what they like. This one I do like. This one I do like. It's called Unbreakable Bond by Chris D. I like it's got little touches in this from the Clone Wars. What do you reckon to this one, Chris?
Um,
Of course, you got Ahsoka again and Rex, and the little shards of glass show Rex and Ahsoka from different points in the Clone Wars.
that was going to be the original poster I was going to buy.
Was it?
Yes.
Yeah.
I almost bought this one, but I did not.
Mm.
And yeah, I think this one is very cool.
Yeah.
Um, so yeah, this is my second favorite. And you know, like I saying about the uncanny valley of
Mm.
Ahsoka is that like in that one there, she looks more fake, so it feels less notable. Well,
More
because she's not
artwork.
animated
Mm.
and she's not real.
Yeah.
It's in the middle. You know what
Yeah,
I mean?
it's their own style, the
Yeah.
artist's own style of it. Now, I would, if I had the money, I'd buy this one and I would get D. Badley Baker to and Ashley Ashley to sign that one. That is one I would get signed if I could. It'd be that one. Unbreakable one. That is, I love that one. Absolutely love. This is a strange one now. This is a strange one. Now it's like Fate of the Galaxy. It's like Hasbro toys posed into a pose from Return of the Jedi. Luke having his final battle with Vader with the Emperor. This is very Robot Chicken to me, and I said this to Jason. It's very Robot Chicken. This one is, and I can't help but think it's a bit of a cop out. I could do this one. Uh, you know what I mean? I'd say it. I mean, I think I could produce this one, I think I've got the action figures back there. But what I do like about it is he's got the colors, the lighting on the feet around from the color of the lightsabers, which it'd be pretty hard to do. But I've seen a lot of these people doing these kind of photographs. They're taking real action figures and out there and doing little explosions and using cameras to capture that little explosion near like the clone trooper action figures, which look pretty damn cool. I have to say, look pretty damn cool. But looking at this one, I'm thinking, I don't know. I've had giveaways back in the day. I've had giveaways from Palatoy with this kind of look. Do you know what I mean? Where they've set them up and they've given it away as like a free poster at a toy shop. What do you reckon?
Not my jam.
Not your jam. Okay, let's go to the next one. Right, this one, it's an Andor one. Every day we will wait. What do you reckon to this one? Sorry. Every day we wait, they get stronger. That's it. What do you reckon to this one?
I think it's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Even though I never finished Andor.
Yeah.
Do you like episode
3? God, get for it. Do you like this? You see where Andy Serkis's character and the other girl, you see how their t-shirts meld into the boardroom?
Yeah, it's pretty cool.
It is pretty cool. Yeah, I like that a lot. And each one of the characters do look just how they are in the show. Look pretty damn good. I do like this one. Yeah, I do like it. And of course, shows the brightness of the eye from the episode The Eye with the over the dam that's up north in England. Yeah, it's pretty cool.
Yeah,
I do like that one.
It is.
Yeah, nice to get that one and get that signed by a couple of the stars because Diego Luna, he's going to be there. So he'll be signing. Now, this one, what do you reckon to this one? I do like this one. This Tales of the Jedi by Joe Hogan. What do you reckon to this one?
I think it's one of the coolest, in my opinion, pieces. It very much feels that more like a movie poster, more like a retro movie poster. I really like it. I think that this one is a really, really cool one.
Yeah. I must admit, I really enjoyed those episodes of Tales of the Jedi, and it really puts, like I said to Jason, it really puts Count Dooku in a different kind of light, to what we're seeing on screen. So I do like that one a lot. I do like that one. This one looks great. This one reminds me of old like 70s, 80s style, which is Twilight on Endor. I'd like this one. If I was only going to buy one, we haven't got to it, but this would probably be my second choice. Sorry, we've already seen one of I was going to buy. This the Ahsoka one with Rex, but this one as well reminds me of an old 70s artwork. What do you reckon to the Endor village? Where the night flies and
I think it's really cool. Like it's a watercolor piece with a few digital touches. Sadly, also not my jam, but I think it's very cool.
Yeah, cool. Right about this one. It's called We'll Handle This by Brendan Kenny. What do you reckon to this one?
I don't know. I think it is a pretty cool piece.
Yeah, you got Obi-Wan Kenobi and Qui-Gon Jinn facing off to Darth Maul, just as it is in the Phantom Menace, where the doors open
of the scene. Yeah. And it's really cool. To be fair, it is the best part of Phantom Menace.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, and even though the Obi-Wan and Qui-Gon Jinn are from the back, they who they are. You know what I mean? Quite distinguished. And I said to Jason, I've actually got these 3 figures in those poses, quite big. They're about so big, really quite large. And you put all 3 of them together to create that scene, which is quite cool. I like that one. Yeah, so I do like that one a lot. It's because I do like the prequels. I think they're pretty cool. Now, rather this one then. This one with Baby Yoda. Sorry, it's not Baby Yoda. It's Baby Grogu. So it's Art Grugo. So it's opposite. art grew, grow. So Grogu. You know what I mean? Just like Yoda speaks. Yeah.
I think it's very cool, very interesting.
Mm.
It's I think you'd have to be a big Grogu fan to think this is the piece you want to buy.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And that makes me sound very hypocritical when we find out the piece I actually bought. Um, but no, I do like this. I think it's very cool. But part of me feels like I only want to buy a print that I actually feel like I want to put up. And why I
Mm.
think some of these are really cool.
Mm-hmm.
I think they would be really hard to put up in your house.
There's so many of them. There's so many of them. It'd be like really hard to get up. Um, this one is. I was saying to Jason about this one. This one is amazing. Now, this particular artist did. It's called. What's that? Geos. What's that? Geocade Amadella. Geo can. Oh. But it's very much like in the style of Mona Lisa.
Hmm.
Yeah. And but this guy has actually done some previous work of like a Mona Lisa style artwork book. Jason goes into it a little bit more than I do, but it really looks like she's actually looking at you. Do you know what I mean?
Mm,
It's great. The artwork on it is absolutely fantastic. I that's so good. I find it hard to think that that's not a photo of her. Do you know what I mean?
very well, very very true. It's very very cool. It's a very cool piece.
Mm, it is very cool. Yeah. Yeah. Gioconda Amadella. Yeah. Gioconda Amadella. Yeah. Yeah. It's really good. Yeah. Yeah. Funny enough, this is the one we've just been talking about. This is the lightsaber called Hope uh, by Ashraf Ahmed. Yeah. Return of the Jedi is one of my favorite from the original trilogy. He says Luke Skywalker burning his lightsaber is a cool scene that we don't see in the movie, except for the deleted scene. This work takes inspiration from it, with the art of constructing the weapon symbolizing the hope in the galaxy. That should be retitled. This work takes inspiration from other people's work, and that I've just copied and pasted. Yeah, but do you know what? I like it. I would have probably bought it. I like it. This was on my list. I was thinking, you know, I quite like that. But hate to say how many prints he's bought, he's printed of them, and he can't get them no more. He's got to chuck them all in the bin.
Mm.
Yeah, took me ages to work out what that said. I was like, what is that? And it's oh yeah, it's hope. It's in the description.
Oh, it's just very very weird lettering of
Mm,
it. Typography.
yeah,
Mm.
yeah.
So what's the next one?
The next one is this one, the Scavenger. Um, Now, the Scavenger by Frank Sanswan. The Scavenger is an ode to Ray's humble beginnings as a lone, struggling salvage for parts, hoping to make her next meal. Yeah. Now, me and Jason also go into this one about there's a very similar lady on the internet that makes ones like this. Her name's Karen. Her husband has actually done a piece of artwork, so that's in the show. But this is very much her style,
Mm.
but it tells a story. You know what I mean? Seen it. I've seen it quite a lot, but it's mostly Disney princesses. But what do you reckon to it?
I actually quite like this one. To be
Mm,
fair, it feels like very tarot cardy. I think it's really
mm.
really cool. A piece
That's it.
that
You're dead right. Tarot cards. That's what I was trying to think. Yeah, you're dead right.
it's a piece that I like. I like the style of, but I don't align myself enough to think that's the one I want.
Hmm.
That I'm
Yeah,
gonna pick
yeah.
up. It has some great details on there. That one.
It is, but the helmet and the little doll, the falcon, the lightsaber, BB-8. Yeah, and you've got
But
the
also, if you scroll right to the top, where it says the scavenger, you've got the where it says the is the gateway at Jakku, the
oh,
entrance
of
of the city.
course, yeah. Didn't realize that, Chris. Well spotted there.
You got
Absolutely.
Stormtrooper. You got
Yeah.
Kylo Ren's helmet.
See this line here above it, like a star system. I'm sure that's the Wayfinder system, when a bit further in
Yeah.
the series. Bip, 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 bip. Yeah. Pretty cool. I like it. Let's whip down to this one. There you go, another probe droid for you. From the Ashes of Mandalore by Adam Shacklin. This is quite good. What do you reckon to this one?
Um, I like it. I do like it, but you'd have to be a pretty big Bo-Katan fan
Mm,
to want
yeah,
this.
yeah, yeah.
Like all of these pieces of artwork, is you got to be a fan to know which
Mm.
piece you want.
It's got a picture of your favorite ship just there in the bottom
Yeah,
corner. Yeah, the
that's
dark
that's
saber.
that within 6 months is going to be a Lego set called Bo-Katan Starship. It
Yeah, you
will
know it.
100% be.
Yeah, you know the will. It's been featured in the latest episode. So yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I like it. I like uh, uh, Katie Sackhoff, is it?
Yes.
Who plays her? And she's going to be at Celebration. So they're a good piece to get signed as well. Very much. Yeah. Rabbi, this one. Rabbi, this Academy BFFs by Nick Scurfield. This one, and I said to Jason, this one reminds me of a Pixar cartoon.
Yeah, it's very cute. And yeah, if you read the description, I think it's great because they say it's a piece that you'd want to put in a family room.
Mm.
And I think, yeah, I really get that. But 250 pieces to put in a family room,
Yeah.
sell this in Target, you'll make a lot more money.
Yeah. If this was in it on a canvas at on in Target or in one of the major stores in Britain, yeah, it'd sell big time because it's like concept art for a
Yeah.
Pixar movie. In fact, if after seeing that they suddenly says, "Oh, we're doing a cartoon like that," I'll be like, "Yeah, I'm in for that." Yeah. Rabbit, this one is this another Ahsoka piece? There's a lot of Ahsoka pieces. Rabbit, this one. This one's very long. Beyond a Jedi. What do you reckon to this one? With
I
Ahsoka.
also almost bought this one. I
Really?
really like this one. It was really great watercoloring. It's very long.
Mm.
I think it's really, really cool. Because you got the Mortis at the top,
Hmm.
followed by obviously the Wolves of Lothal. Ahsoka in her final scenes with Sabine, the Lothal Temple in the background.
Yes.
I think this is a really nice
Mm.
piece to remember Rebels by.
Yes. A final Rebels. What is that she's carrying? Is it just a staff or does it
I think
mean
it's just a
something?
staff.
Oh,
I wouldn't think into it too much. But
okay.
yeah,
No worries.
I
No
think
worries.
it's a very, very nice piece, that one.
This one, me and Jason was sort of looking. This is called Things That Were Zoltan Simon. What do you reckon to this one? This one is beautiful, so beautiful. The colors on it are so vibrant. And the waterfall of Naboo, Ahsoka again walking towards a starfighter, and everything looks really, really peaceful. What do you reckon to that?
Well, yeah, it's great to give the context of the piece. This is from the end of Clone Wars, where Ahsoka obviously goes to see Padme's funeral,
Mm,
and then walks away back to her ship, and it's a
yeah.
very interesting one because I think you know you need to have great context of what part of Star Wars it's from to understand it, but
Mm.
it's a great representation of how Ahsoka will be feeling in that moment.
Yes, yes. And the guy painted using special 11 color pigments, inks, to ensure the rich expression of the subtle hues and moonlight night scenery. I love it. Really do like this one. I've always liked Naboo, and this has got everything you need. It's got Ahsoka and Naboo. Ooh, it's great. I'd
Hmm.
like to see this scene actually in a series, maybe
Hmm.
in a series. Right. This is
That
this is
one?
my favorite.
How
This
is
one
it?
is my favorite. Extraction Team Bravo. So this is like by Malcolm Tween. I love to try and show some of the scenes were not necessarily in the film. Bravo Team and Sergeant Murray and K2SO have landed on Wobini Bina and are about to set out to rescue High Valley Rebel target Jane Erso. We only get a brief glimpse of Wobini in Rogue One, and he wanted to explore more of desolate and hostile environment. This one looks like a Ralph McCory concept art, you know, like the ones you bought me. Yeah, this looks like one of them. This is the one I would like to get because I love the U-wing, and this guy Malcolm Tween is from Britain. He actually did. Do you remember the Star Wars stamps that came out with Princess Leia? That's the guy that designed them. He's done this one as well.
Very cool.
What do you think?
Very cool.
Yeah, do you like it?
Yeah, I do like it. I think it's a cool one.
I do. I'm going to be sending that guy an email, so hopefully we can get him on the show. But yeah, because I'd love to for him to talk more about it. Yeah, great. Now this one, we've got Victory and Death by Kasensa Zelentsove. I might have got that wrong. Yeah, everyone knows I can't pronounce names. What do you reckon to this one then, Chris?
A very impressive piece of art.
It is. You could have it
any way up, couldn't you?
This is the one you bought?
This is the one I bought. And I feel like you can have it either way. And it's a very impressive piece. It's watercolored. It's yeah. The stark difference is impressive.
Yes,
it's chilling. As I thought to myself, I was looking at it, is that, you know, Ahsoka wanted to kill nobody in Order 66, but Anakin would do anything to save his loved ones, and yeah, both scenes are chilling by themselves,
in
different ways. So to have that in an image, I think is
pretty
I
cool.
think it's a very incredible. It's a very, very good image, and that is the one I bought.
Cool. I said to Jason, wouldn't it be good if on the Ahsoka, because Ahsoka is the top part, it's got Star Wars Celebrations. Wouldn't it be cooler if on the bottom part you had Star Wars Celebrations in the blue part, so you could turn it around every other couple of days, you know, every couple of months or something, turn it around. That would have been cool.
And it does say you can have it upside down, but then the logo is upside down.
That's what I mean. The logo is upside down. Yeah.
Yeah, I really like that piece. I very much so like that piece. And it's very interesting when I when I look at the show. I think that they're a lot more arty, you know, watercolored, drawn, painted style tend to resonate more with me. But that's not me discrediting anyone's work. Everybody has a style of art that they want, and yeah, if there's one on there that you think you should pick up, hopefully get it soon, because we don't know when they will sell out and if they will sell out.
Yeah, absolutely. So, like I said, all these artwork, apart from Hope, of course, pre-orders will go. It's now live from the March the 10th. So you can now go on to darkink.com and darkinkart.com, should I say, and you'll be able to buy one of these prints and save some money, because I think you buy them and then you pick them up at the celebrations. And of course, you get them signed by the artists as well. How cool is that?
It's very, very cool. I think that to put simply, there's a very big vibe with half these, and I really wonder who decides the committee and what gets through. You know, this year is very absent of the Bad Batch.
Yeah.
You know, very absent on the Mandalorian. Past, you know, Grogu and Din. Boba Fett, pretty much nowhere to be seen. There's one. There's only one um, uh, Obi-Wan piece, you know,
Yeah.
one
Yeah.
Andor piece. So it does feel like a lot of these pieces of art is is representing old nostalgia
Hmm.
that we have. Um, but like I said, there's a lot of very cool pieces in there, and I would hate for any artist not to sell um
Mm.
their pieces, honestly.
Yes.
And
Yes.
um, if you think if you want one and you're going to our celebrations, go on and buy it, because you can only pick them up from there.
Yeah, very true. Quickly, I just want to add this to the stream. So this is the Star Wars panels. I can't remember if we actually talked about them,
We have not.
Chris. So the Star Wars panels have now gone live as well. So Star Wars Celebration Live Europe has been presented by Star Wars Jedi Survivor, which I'm going to be buying that one. Absolutely. Celebration stage, the ICC auditorium, the celebration stage will shine with bright stars and original entertainment all weekend. Star Wars Celebration stage will present a not to be missed uh, product. Productions, intimate conversations, and live events for the Star Wars fans. That is usually where you will walk around. There's a big stage in the middle of it, and they do all the live cast there. So they have a lot of people coming in. If you've seen previous Star Wars celebrations, she usually looks like the Millennium Falcon doorway, and they come out and they sit there in the middle of fans or all the way around them. It's very cool. I like that. So you got the Star Wars Galaxy stage in North Hall 1617. The Galaxy stage is one of two premiere stages for the weekend, along with the celebration stage. The best first looks at the big screen are planned, as well as a wide variety of shows featuring the depth and breadth of the Star Wars universe. Catch conversations with masters, celebrate appearances, and other legendary Star Wars entertaining. Enjoy the pre-show before each session. Two. So then you've also got the Twin Sun stage, Platinum Suite Level 3. Sounds expensive, that one, does Chris? Celebrations Twin Sun stage covers the ins and outs of what's going into creating the Star Wars universe. Hosting guests will make it happen for the movies, television, toys, books, comics, and more. Some programs on the Star Wars on the celebration stage will be streamed to Galaxy stage and the Twin Sun stage. Yeah, so if you're in the order, if you're in with the normal where everyone else is standing, you know, walking around, these are streamed to the big TVs. But as soon as they show something that you've got to be in the auditorium for, it cuts. Yeah.
Hmm.
So on Friday, April the 7th, we've got Lucasfilm's Studio Showcase. So basically, this is on the celebration stage, streamed to Galaxy and the Twin Sun stage. Star Wars Celebration returns, launching the must-see showcase that will kick the weekend's festivities into hyperdrive. Lucasfilm currently crops the top action filmmakers who will be joined by special guests to discuss the many current and upcoming Star Wars adventures, including The Mandalorian, Andor, and more. So that is 11 o'clock till 12:30 on Friday. On the Friday, so that's the kickoff one. That is. Then after that, we've got London Calling, which is from 1 p.m. to 2 p.m. on live on the Twins Sun stage, designing Star Wars productions in the UK. Now, host Amy Ratcliffe sits. She's on my friends list, funny enough. I've never spoken to her, but she's on my friends list. Host Amy Ratcliffe sits with Lee Sandales, set director, decorator, and Kevin Jenkins, production designer. Jack Lunt Davis, concept designer and storyboard artist, and Galen Dillon, costume designer, for a behind-the-scenes look at their designs work on Lucasfilm UK productions of the sequel trilogy, as well as solo and Rogue One. Does that sound appealing to you, Chris?
No.
No, me neither. No, yeah, it should do. Really, it's London. You know what I mean? Wrap out the making of Andor season 1, 3 p.m. to 4 p.m. live on the celebration stage, streamed to the Galaxy and Twin Sun stage. Exclusive producer Tony Gilroy, Diego Luna, and their team of creators recount the making of the epic first season of Star Wars Andor. Depends if you've seen the series Andor. Isn't that right, Chris?
It does. It does for
Yeah.
sure.
To be fair, that's the one everyone would be going to because it's got Tony Gilroy and Diego Luna talking about Andor. That is the one that most people will go to. It'll be the opening and that one on that day. It'll be the ones. Now, the Saturday, April the 8th, you have. Do you want to do this one, Chris?
Yeah.
Go on.
We have Ahsoka, 11 a.m. till 12 p.m., a 2-hour slot, live on the celebration stage, streamed to Galaxy and Twin Sun stage. Join executive producer
That's right.
Dave Filoni, Jon Favreau, and special guests for a look at the upcoming Disney Plus series, Ahsoka.
That one's going to be a puller straight away. A lot of people are going to go to that one. Guaranteed, they're going to show you the trailer for Ahsoka on that panel, which will not be streamed into the main auditorium where Joe Public is. It will cut away. That's the one me and you want to get to, isn't it?
It will be. It will be. I am putting all my I will be putting all my chips in the basket when it comes to this lotto. As soon as I know it's going up, I will be, even though it's lottery, I know it's a lottery and there's no chance, but as soon as it goes up, I'll be putting my ticket in the hat.
Yes. That's a weird thing, isn't it? A lottery. So I could put in for it. You could put in for it. Holly, Nikki, Christopher, and Nicholas could all put in for it.
No. So it's, and
Can we
this is
not?
the problem, because we bought our tickets separately. I will put in for me and Holly.
Yeah.
You will put in for you and Nikki and Nicholas.
Ah.
And I could get in. See ya, bye. And you can not get in, or you could get in, and I'll be like,
See ya. Bye.
or we're both out on the door.
Yeah. Listening
You
with a
know.
glass. I think they're showing the trailer. I think so.
Yeah.
So then you've got after that one, you've got bringing worlds to life. The concept artists of ILM, Industrial Light and Magic, live at the Twin Sun stage, 12:30 to 1:30, so it's an hour slot. Join host Clayton and Doug Chan. Doug Chan, he designs all the ships and everything. Members of Industrial Light and Magic art department as they take you behind the scenes to explore what goes on behind and bring in a director's vision to the silver screen from the work on the original trilogy to the Star Wars prequels and to the latest films in the franchise and beyond. Learn how iconic movie moments were made. Doug Chang, he does concept art, he does ship design, he does the whole kit caboodle. I'm surprised that guy has been brought up to like directing maybe an episode because he's got a proper eye for artwork. I'd like to go to that one, but if I'm going somewhere else, I'll probably go somewhere else. And after that, you got Star Wars High Republic, 1 p.m. to 2 p.m. live on Galaxy Stage. I will not be going to that one. I'm not particularly care about the High Republic. Centuries before the Skywalker saga, there was the High Republic. Join luminous author and Lucasfilm editors in the in-depth conversation about epic new tales spanning books, comics, audio, and beyond, including all new announcements and reveals for the Star Wars High Republic Phase 2 and a sneak peek of what to come in Phase 3. Yeah, I know that you've read some of the High Republic. It's not for me, but it maybe is for you. Who knows? Yeah.
Yeah. I have not read it, but Holly has.
All right. Gotcha.
She is a bit delayed and needs to catch up with a lot of it, but yeah, it's a panel that I wanna go to because I feel like this could be the year where Disney announces maybe a High Republic TV show. You
Mm-hmm.
know, maybe
Maybe.
that. You know, and would
Maybe.
they announce it there? You know, a new animated TV show set in the High Republic.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe. You know.
Maybe. Cool. I'm just gonna do this one. What's the next day? Just going to announce this one, and we're going to cut it there, and we'll do the rest of the panels on the next podcast, if that's okay, because
Yeah.
times we've got a lot to go through. So the next one, which is one that I will probably go to, it's called 40 Years of Return of the Jedi. I only watched it the other day, actually. I put it on TV as I was downstairs. 40 years. And funny enough, behind me, if you're watching on YouTube, behind me is a documentary which I got ages ago. It's like 2 hours about the making of Return of the Jedi, which is behind me playing on my big TV. But my big head is in the way, so I won't get a copyright strike. Ha 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 ha. Right. So 40 years of Return of the Jedi, 2 p.m. to 3 p.m. live on the celebration stage. 40 years ago, Return of the Jedi was the highest appreciated sequel that Star Wars fans have been waiting for years to see, and the last Star Wars theatrical adventure to be released for foreseeable future. Counted as a favorite episode by many, Return of the Jedi story, characters, settings, and score still resonates with fans today, and its 40th anniversary offers the perfect opportunity to celebrate the time-honored classic. Join special guests, host Ming Na Wei. Oh, Fennec Shan. Oh, I like her. She's a big fan of Return of the Jedi. I've heard her say it. As she chats with Star Wars legends of past and present and future, and influences the beloved chapter of the galaxy far, far away. Mark Hamill will be at that one. Mark Hamill will be at that one. Oh, we've lost Christopher. Oh, we've lost Christopher. I don't know. Should I send him another link? Oh, I'm just here on my own now. Here we go. Boom. Chris,
Sorry.
you're back. What happened?
My computer just froze for a second.
Yeah. No worries. So yeah, I think Mark Hamill will be going to that 40 years of Return of the Jedi, even though he's not announced. I think he'll be there. I think.
What do you mean? There's gonna be no one. They're just gonna get Bib Fortuna to talk about.
Yeah,
40
maybe.
years.
Maybe. Right. So we'll leave it there until next time, if that's okay with you.
Yeah, of
Yeah?
course it is.
Cool. Right then, Chris. I think it's about time we headed over to either the Bad Batch or to Mando Talk. Which one do you want to head to?
Oh, I think we should. I think we should head over to Mando Talks.
Mando Talks.
Yeah.
Okay, let's head over to Mando Talks. Right. So we're into season 3, episode 2 of The Mandalorian. And I've not got it up on my thing, so I thought you were going to get to Bad Batch. I really did. Let me just bring it up there. Mandalorian.
But don't you
There we
want to
go.
talk about the Mandalorian?
No, we'll talk. Yeah, The Mandalorian. So, right. So let me just go to episodes. So we are on season 3. So, chapter 18 called The Mines of Mandalore. The Mines of Mandalore. Now, this was a really good episode, I have to admit. Right. So I'll just read a quick synopsis of it. The Mandalorian and Grogu head to Tatooine and reunite with Pele Moto, whom he hopes to will have a memory core that he can use to revive IG-11. She does not have one, but offers to sell him R5D4 instead. The Mandalorian reluctantly agrees. The Mandalorian and Grogu head to Mandalore. The Mandalore sends R5D4 to scan the planet. When he does, no answer. He heads into a cave to find him. There he is, attacked by several Alamites, who he kills with his darksaber. After running several tests, the Mandalorian discovers that the planet's air is breathable and heads back out with Grogu. They head below the city of Sandori in search of the mines. There he finds an old Mandalorian helmet, which is a trap set up by a cyborg creature. The creature captures the Mandalorian and imprisons him. The Mandalore sends Grogu to find Bo-Katan and ask her to save him. And Bo-Katan is unimpressed to see the Mandalorian ship outside her castle, but agrees to help Grogu save the Mandalorian. After killing the creature using the Darksaber, he saves him and offers to keep him safe before heading back to the Calavar. The Mandalorian refuses, insisting he bathes in the living waters. The Mandalorian bathes himself in the waters while reciting the creed's words. He sinks to the bottom, however, and Bo-Katan dives in to save him. She manages to rescue him and bring him above the surface alive, and sees the Mathosaur on the way up, realizing the stories what she was told as a child were true. That's quite a big plot synopsis there. What do you reckon to this episode, Chris? I loved it. I loved it.
Wow. Someone forgot what TV show they were writing, for one.
You reckon?
Yeah, because this was meant to be episode 8, Oh my god, this is episode 2.
Yeah.
I thought this was the plot for season 4. I feel like I skipped a day and missed a TV show where he found the robot parts.
Yeah,
it was Mandalore.
It was kind of strange, considering that they said, they didn't know where it was. I could have sworn they said they didn't know where it was, but when he was talking to Grogu, pointing on the map, they seemed to know where it all was from the beginning.
Like I said to you the other day, the other time we, the last time we spoke about it, I said, like, yeah, he just flew over to Bo-Katan's, House of Kree.
Yeah.
That's in the Mandalorian system. So Mandalore's like, I don't know, 15 minutes of hyperspace over.
Yeah, it's right there. It's right next door. It's all in the same system. Do you know at the beginning of this when they go over to Tatooine and they're celebrating Bunta Eve, which was featured in episode 1 with a pod race that was Bunta Eve, and that is named after a famous hut called Bunta, and they celebrated his coronation or whatever it is with a big massive party. And what I liked was you saw like a downward shot of Tatooine, and you saw one speeder doing donuts in the left, and a couple of others racing themselves around. I was like, oh yeah, this is great. And then it put to Peli in her bay, in her starship bay, dealing with a Greedo, who was finely dressed, and she'd been ripping him off because he says, "Oh, my speeder's missing parts," blah blah blah. And she's like, "Well, I can fix it for X amount of credits, up front." So he gives her the credits. He buggers off. And then those Jawas come round with the bits that he's been missing. So then she sort of like, go and get some more, will you? Because there's plenty. It's Bunta Eve. There's plenty. Go and find some. And Chris is gone again. Oh, he's having a bad connection here. You're right, Chris. You keep
Yeah. No, yeah. With the Jawas nicking the with the Jawas nicking the.
Cool. But, and the other thing as well, you saw Pele, and she's still got that tooth missing. Now, if you've seen season 2 and this season, you think, how come she's got a tooth missing? Well, you have to see an episode of the Book of Boba Fett, how she loses that tooth. That's a whole storyline right there for you. A 1 hour special on how Pele loses her tooth.
Yeah.
Yeah,
what interesting scene. The thing that got me about this scene was that the Mandalorian goes, "Yeah, I need this specific droid part." She goes, "Don't worry, I'll call the Jawas. They know what they're doing." Jawas go, "Yeah, no, long time no see, none of them." And then she basically says, "Yeah, I can sell you this droid right here." And he goes, "Yeah, okay." And off he goes.
Yeah.
I feel like we haven't seen the end of IG-11 because it was very specific. Why did you have to go and get IG-11 when you would actually just accept a different droid?
Yeah.
And also, where would um, you know, I've got his name now.
Din Djarin,
No, 11.
IG-11.
IG. That's it. IG-11. Where would he sit in the ship? There's not enough room for them.
Yeah, yeah, half of him will sit perfectly in the bay. That ship, I have to admit, is N19 Starfighter. I'm thinking, how big is that in the inside? We talked about this last time. How big is it? Who knows? And she manages to palm up R5D4 to him, and she reinstalls the droid bay. I'm like, huh? That surely that ain't just something that you just slip in, slip out. You know what I mean? It takes a bit of effort. And because I've seen the cutaway of an IG of an N16
Yeah.
starfighter, and but he's like, oh, to Grogu, oh, get in your little pod. I'm like, what little pod? Because it's like an episode of the Sooty show. You know what I mean? Hello, Sooty. What are you doing here? Right. Okay. Yeah. Yeah. Would you like to get in your pod? Okay, then. Yeah. 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 You know what I mean? It's kind of
Yeah, it
strange.
was pretty and just for the fans, I've shared a photo with you in the chat.
Ah, right. Yeah. Okay.
And
Ah, right.
obviously,
Okay.
we
Yeah.
have Din has a modified version of this.
Yes, of course. Yeah. Let me see
But
if I can...
still very
There we go. Look at that. So that's the Naboo N1 starfighter. And as you can see, there's the droid port there, right there.
with the droid extending its head.
Yeah. Yeah, yeah, yeah. So the droid goes up in the bottom, and then his head is like it's stretched out. It's kind of strange. It's like stretched out, but where is everything else? You know what I mean? Where's everything else in there? Who knows? I just can't get it.
Well, something there must be, there must be a logical reason that we don't know, and the logical reason is that it's a mythical sci-fi TV show about space knights and magic.
And if you look underneath it, in the top picture up there, it says hyperdrive and the fuel tanks. Now, if you look at the design of his ship, he's got his turbo there that sticks out over that bit. His turbo sticks out there. Yeah, seems. I tell you what, there's a lot in it, isn't there? There's a lot in it. So there must be an entrance from there, from the little port there into his main cab. Must be. Yeah.
Well, as they say, it's a mythical TV show. Don't think about
That's
it
right.
too much.
Yeah, try not to think about it too much. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. So he lands there and he asks, of course, Pelly for a droid part, and she pans off R5D4. Now, R5D4, believe it or not, Chris, is a force sensitive droid.
Oh, is he now?
Yeah, it's in canon now that he understood the importance of R2D2 and blew his own rotivator. So R2D2 is honestly it's canon. It's canon now. If you Google it, it'll come up. R5D4 is a sentient Jedi droid, a force sensitive droid. How cool is that? Funny enough, I always thought that R2 blasted R5D4 in Star Wars, so he would get picked, not that.
Yeah, obviously it's mythical Star Wars and things just fit together. But yeah, she's an incredible mechanic to just say, yeah, I'll just pop it off and 5 minutes later, here we go.
Yeah. So once he's all sorted there, he goes over to Mandalore, and like we said, so he goes there and he scans it because it's supposed to be poisoned. Some cool shots. This is a cool shot of as he's going into the atmosphere with the rain and clears it, and it's amazing the amount of damage that's been done. And when he lands, you can see how all the sand has been crystallized from the amount of blasting. And he sends out off. What got me about it is R5D4 didn't want to go. No, didn't want to go. He's going, no, don't want to go. And he's going, just will you just go get the sample for me? And he's like, do I have to? He's like, get out there. So he goes, and of course, he sort of they're watching him on the scanner, and it disappears. So that's when Din says to Grogu, go in your pod, seal yourself in your pod, and I'll pressurize my helmet and I'll go out.
What pod?
Exactly. What pod? But he did it. He went down in between his legs, jumped into his pod, and then he depressurized the cabin, got out, and had a look round. Now there was these creatures down there, weren't they? Called alarmites.
Yeah.
A bit like marmites, but with an A. And it reminded me of those creatures from the Time Machine. That went around very much the glowy eyes and the shagginess of them from the old Time Machine film. Yeah, and I was thinking, are they the people of Mandalore all mutated, and then
Yeah.
they've come down to say hello, welcome to Mandalore, and then Din's just cut them down. Yeah, just cut them down. Yeah, that's
Yeah.
what I had a funny feeling, but it was quite good scene, and then of course when he deals with that and finds R5D4, and then they go to that edge and they see that city laid out, and of course you've seen that city before. You've seen that city in many episodes of the Clone Wars, featuring Bo-Katan. So they drop down this massive canyon all the way down to the bottom to find the waters of Mandalore, and there's a lot of little creatures there. But when he picks up that Mandalorian helmet and this like a Venus flytrap that grabs him, then flips over, and it's like a giant spider. I was like, whoa, that is so cool. Is this a remnant of the original people from Mandalore? Is this what they've made themselves? Because it happened to Darth Maul, didn't it?
Well, yeah. Well. When we was watching it, I think Holly just joked to me and said, "General Grievous survived."
Somehow, General Grievous survived. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, they could have done that, They could have actually gone down that route. Because he had one of those force pokers, you know what I mean? One of
Yeah.
those lightsaber thingies, anti-lightsabers, and he had one of them. But I thought it was well creepy. But when he gets out of his armor and he's like this skeleton, mechanical, one-eye creature, I was thinking, oh god. And then of course Grogu sneaks up to Din, and Din goes, go get Bo-Katan. So he does, and I was thinking, he's dead. Hold on, let's see. Back to the surface, back to the ship to Bo-Katan's planet, find Bo-Katan, make sure she's ready, back into her ship, back to the planet, into the sewers, back to where to find him. And all in that time, all he'd done is had looked at Bo for a couple of times, for Din, sorry, just looked at Din a couple of times, and then stuck a prod in to get his juices out. I was thinking, well, that guy works slow. I mean, because that would have took about a couple of hours.
Probably like at least an hour.
I would say a day. Is this fall
No,
into
the star system's not that far apart,
Well, I mean, is this fall into the same category as Grogu was training with Luke Skywalker? It only seems a couple of seconds.
Well, this was the other thing that happened in this episode. Did Grogu say his first words?
Oh yeah.
And also he can jump really high.
Backflip. Could do a backflip. Just like Luke.
And
it's very strong with the force.
It's so stupid. Grogu walking is so stupid.
Looks weird, didn't it?
It's the most stupidest thing I see. It's like I literally was watching it with Holly. I'm like, this is so stupid. You're just watching this little thing just wiggle across the screen, you know, backwards and forth. I'm like, this just looks so stupid. But it's funny. It looks so. And when I was watching it with Holly, I was like, this is really comedic without meaning to be.
Mm,
You know,
he's back
because he
there.
doesn't walk like you know, a
In one
human.
month.
Yeah, he
Yeah.
walks like a toddler, you know?
Yeah, like a toddler, yeah. A fast toddler.
And
Like a
that's
backflip.
what got me. And wherever he got his upgraded pod from, you know,
Where's it stored?
it's like a theme park ride. It
Yeah.
was great.
Yeah. So you say, like it's a good job IG88 was in bits. Where will they put him? I think they could find somewhere for him quite easily. Just time to the back of it. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? Yeah.
Yeah, and yeah, so obviously Dean gets captured by this mechanical robot thing that it didn't really say what it was.
No.
And we've got to mention why he got captured was because he went to obviously Bo-Katan, and Bo-Katan went, okay, go here. It's
Mm.
here, you know. He gets to Mandalore, gets to the capital city and goes, down that hole. That's
Down
what
the
she
hole.
said.
Yeah.
You know, down the first hole he goes. And gets captured straight away. And then obviously he tells Grogu, you know, don't try and fight. Just go and get go and get Bo-Katan, you
Yeah.
know. And then he's trying to obviously escape the mines and the
The dragon creature.
yeah, and it goes back to that thing about it's a sci-fi TV show, stop overthinking it. But these hover things, I always think, are they always just trying to hover over like the same like a meter over the surface?
Mm.
As soon as you go off a cliff, you're now a meter over the surface. Nah, that thing's got full hover all the way
Hover
down.
mode,
He
yeah.
could just, you know, if Grogu wants to get out of trouble, he could just go upwards. Because
Mm.
prove he could in this TV shit in this
So
episode.
fast. It was so fast as
Yeah,
well,
just go
moving.
upwards.
Straight up. Yeah.
And also,
I was like,
if you didn't notice it, he's controlling it with like
yeah, he's got
joysticks at the front.
yeah. Yeah, that was really cool. I was looking at that. I was thinking, oh man, he's got that sorted, didn't he?
And
Check
I was
out my
watching thinking,
wheels.
Grogu is the most ridiculous part of Star Wars right now.
Mm.
But Yoda was too. Yoda was pretty weird.
Yeah, it was.
You
Yeah.
know, he spoke in rhymes for God's sake, you know.
Yeah. Yeah.
Um,
Um
so yeah, he
so
goes and gets Bo-Katan. And
Bo-Katan, yeah.
obviously, good job they brought a robot, an astromech, because the astromech can fly the starfighter
Yes.
for Grogu.
Yeah. He goes, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's pretty cool.
Perfect.
Yeah.
And yeah, and then so he flies to obviously the house of Kree, the castle, and this was quite funny because Bo-Katan's
Butler.
droid basically said, "You've got an unexpected visitor.
And
Who
she's
is
like,
it?
oh
It's
man.
Din.
She's
God,
like,
can't you see I'm
oh,
still sitting here,
yeah,
not caring?
I'm so
I'm gonna go out there and
busy.
tell him.
Yeah,
I'm gonna go out
I'm
there and tell
so
him,
busy. She
leave
was
me
like,
alone."
God, can you not tell that I'm really, really busy? I've got stuff to do. You know what I mean? I'm gonna tell him.
This was the thing that got me was obviously she walks out there,
Yeah.
and goes, "Right, I told you, leave." Oh,
Oh.
it's you.
Yeah.
Where's Din? Oh, he's in trouble. Let's go. Come on, get out your starfighter. We'll go
Come
to
with
my
me.
ship.
Yeah. Let's
You
all
know,
go in mine.
just over there.
Yeah. I just have it already parked up, ready to go.
Yeah, but
Plenty
still,
of room for
it's
everyone.
still on a
Bring your
different platform,
droid.
and they still take the droid out.
Yeah. So that's what I mean. It's like, what? How long have they got here? You know what I mean?
Yeah. Don't you just want to hop in this one? We're already programmed to go back.
Yeah, plenty of room. Yeah. But so they head back, and of course she saves him. And she's really skilled. She's a proper skilled warrior, isn't she? But she's had a lot of practice, and she turns around to
The
Grogu and
dark
says,
saber was not heavy for her.
"No, it wasn't." No, it wasn't. But she says to Grogu, she says, "Do you not think that your dad was the only Mandalorian?" But yeah, you're right. I noticed that straight away that the dark saber was as easy as picking up a normal weapon to her. There was no, there was no, oh Christ, this again. I can never understand that. And we talked about this last time, why they've made that law that it's heavy for, if you fight against it, it's heavy. If you
Mm.
flow with it, it's lighter. Because he was struggling with it again. I bet he's thinking, God damn, this is a dead weight. I mean, why am I carrying this thing? Why does it weigh so hard?
Well,
You
it's
know what I mean?
it only weighs when you swing it.
Mm,
Something's gonna swing. But yeah, this was quite a very interesting scene, and yeah, when she says Grogu, oh, so you are trained, you're trained as a Jedi. I knew Jedis once.
yeah, I knew
Um,
Jedi's once.
yeah, and hot, she tends to like. She didn't even bring up. Yeah, you see why the planet's all crystals now? Because that was all sand before. The reason that was all sand before and we lived in domes was because we had this really big war with the Jedi's, and they've basically destroyed our planet. So now
Mm,
we live in domes. Oh, and the domes got blew up. So now we don't live here. you
yeah,
know,
yeah,
and I think the city, city of Centauri was what it was called, I believe, Centauri.
mm, mm,
It looked great, it looked great taking that live action approach from the Clone War,
yeah, yeah,
because we only saw it in the Clone Wars.
yeah. We did,
It
yeah,
looked really, really good, the and yeah, I really enjoyed. Obviously, um uh she saves
Mm,
Din,
Din, yeah,
and does it with the dark saber as well.
yeah, 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 yeah.
Um,
Really well. I have to say, how she managed to defeat it, fantastic. Loved it.
it
Thought it
does
was great.
make you think. Maybe I understand why she was annoyed, you know,
Yeah, yeah,
because if Din beat Moff Gideon,
yeah,
yeah, I think she would have probably done it easier.
yeah, yeah, yeah. Plus, how did she lose it the first time? Yeah, you know what I mean.
she
She
gave it
just
up
can't. She just
because
can't keep hold of it, can she?
she didn't win it in battle.
That's right. Yeah. In fact, when Din wakes up, I was expecting her to have it on her belt. You know what I mean?
Mm.
But it was there beside him, and he picked it up as normal, put it into his belt, and he goes, "Right, see ya." And she's like, "What? I've made you soup. I've made you bloody soup. Do you know how hard it is to make soup here? You know what I mean? There's no kitchens. You know what I mean? I
Mm.
made it." And he's like, "Oh, what is it?" And she goes, "Are you telling me you never had this?" And he takes a bit, doesn't he? He goes, "Oh, that's all right. See ya." Doesn't pay his bill. So she packs it up and then she gives him the guided tour. She says that, doesn't she? She goes, I might give you the full guided tour. When they head to the cabin where the waters, is it the waters of life? Is it
Um,
I think it's called, let me just read it. Heads into the cave. Don't worry about it. That's it. Bathes in the water. Oh, Chris is gone. Chris is gone again. Let me just add him. Oh, here he is. There we go.
I keep
Oh, you got a black screen. I can.
uh I keep I keep refreshing the page by accident.
All right. There you go. You're on.
I'm trying to like find the Star Wars. My webcam's just dying. I keep trying to find the Star Wars references that I'm thinking of.
Yeah. So the
And
bathes in the living waters.
yes,
Yeah. Yeah. If you're watching live on YouTube, that Christopher's frozen, but I can hear him, and you'll be able to hear him. He's actually talking.
yes.
Yeah. But,
We should go
oh,
back.
there you go.
There we
There you
go.
go. There we go.
Oops.
So yeah, what? But do you know what this cabin where the living waters was? I was expecting this. Now they opened it up, and did you notice the ball of light that she chucked
Yeah.
up? As she chucked it up, me and Nuki went Lumos. She chucked it up, and then when she walked into that big cabin with the stairs and everything, she says, "I'll give you the grand tour." I was thinking, look, there's Harry Potter over there, right in the distance with.
This is not even the worst thing. It's that before they get up to "I give you a grand tour," she goes, "Here it is. You see this big structure? This is what you're looking for, dummy.
Yeah, yeah. It's like, oh, well, that's pretty hard to find. Yeah, perhaps he just wasn't looking properly, was it? But
You
they
went
go
down
in.
the first hole you saw, not the
Yeah,
big structure with the hole, in the middle of it. Ahead.
yeah, yeah. But they, it was only a quick tour. It was only a quick walk as well, wasn't it? It weren't very far. And so they walk into this big cavern. Looks just like the scene out of Goblet of Fire, where Dumbledore has to drink that water, and then then of course, she recounts the story of the mythosaur and is it Mandalorian the Great
The
or whatever is
Yeah, the
yeah.
Mandalore, and that she had to, as a princess, do it,
Mm,
but she didn't believe in it. She said it was
yeah.
just a ritual.
Yeah, she didn't believe in the mythosaur or anything like that. And then um Din sort of like starts to take off all his weapons, then walks into it. And now I thought this bit was good because he starts reciting the creed. And I was looking at Bo Katan and I could see that she was thinking, do you know what? There's something to this because what he believes in and the Mandalore, even though she is like a true Mandalore, he is not, but he's more in it than she is, if you know what I mean. And he goes down the steps, and of course, the last step is no step at all, and it's really freaking deep. And he just goes, straight over.
Well, this is the thing. I thought he just fell in, right? Because I thought she went to say, "Oh, by the way, it just drops off." But then
Mm,
Holly was like adamant he got pulled in.
that's what
Holly's
I thought.
adamant he got pulled in.
Yeah,
And I was
that's
like,
what
no,
I
he
thought.
just walked off the edge without realizing it goes off the edge.
Yeah,
you know?
yeah,
But Holly's
that's
still
what I thought.
adamant he got pulled in.
Mm,
And I'm currently sitting here saying, why would it why would he get pulled in?
mm. That's what I thought. I thought he pulled it, but in fact, he just sank to the bottom. And then when Bo-Katan dives straight in and a jetpack works, which I thought was really, really cool. I love that of Bo-Katan that she was straight there with, I'm going to save him. Now, I mean, when she sees someone in trouble, straight in, she helps. Even if she probably doesn't like him or agrees with his creed, she was there to help him. And she got him. And on the way back up, of course, she sees the Mythosaurus, which is supposed to be extinct, but there's one there. I'm foretelling now, Chris. I think Din Djarin's going to ride it. I think they're going to bring out that scene that was in the holiday special where he's riding one. I think they're going to do that.
What do you mean? Of course he's got to do one better than his friend Boba Fett.
Yeah, yeah. Rancor, check out my baby. Check out my ride. Yeah. So she brings him up, and in the is that where the episode ends?
Pretty much.
Yeah.
It literally ends with them getting to the surface, I believe.
Yes, getting to the surface, and then it ends. And she's like, she suddenly realizes that all those tales that she was told were absolutely true. Yeah. So, what do you reckon to that episode then, Chris? In general,
What do I think? Well, I think it's a very interesting episode for sure. I
Mhm.
think that I'm amazed they got to it in the second episode of the season.
Mhm.
Um, I wonder what the rest of the season is going to have now. I'm pretty sure, we will see the dark saber be a massive
Yes.
point of interest.
Well, you've seen the trailers where you see even more Mandalorians, like sort of with him, standing with him, which you've not seen. Yeah, yeah. I think that they're going to go more into the lore of Mandalore. If you know what
Do
I
you
mean?
think Din should be the leader of the Mandalorian people?
No, no. I
Mm,
don't think he should be the leader, but I think at some point he will. He will give her the opportunity to win the dark saber.
mm.
Mm.
I think it'll be very interesting. I think that, you know, I think that, um, the best thing I hope for was something that was highlighted by Star Wars Explained, was that, you know, the dark saber
Mm.
and the leader of Mandalore doesn't have to be one person,
Mm.
and for centuries it has been, and that's why
Mm.
they fought and made themselves weaker. Why
Mm.
couldn't it be Din, Bo-Katan,
Mm.
and Boba Fett?
Yeah, all three of them. The menage
They all
trois.
bring very different sides to the Mandalorian people together.
Yeah, they do actually. Yeah, you do.
You know,
Mm, you got one. Well, you got one. Well, two of them take off their helmets willy nilly, and one that's really like. So you got like the Scientologist, the Christian, and the can't think of the other one.
well, um, it's going to be an interesting moment. He's going to go back. He's going to go back to the armorer. So, yep, I went there. Okay, tell me about it. Yep, I was
It's on
walking in.
TikTok. Yeah,
I was I was saying the creed. Yep, yep. And then I fell and I woke up. I was out of the water. Just like that. Perfect. What do you mean you was unconscious? Yeah. I can't remember it. No. You need to go back. You need to go back in there.
Did you get me any? Did you get me a sample?
Yeah. Or he befriends this mythosaur and goes to the armor and say, "Look, I found a mythosaur."
Yeah,
I don't believe that's one.
you imagine that walking in. He goes, "Have you got proof?" Yeah, just step outside, man. I'll show you some proof.
Yeah.
And she'll going, "Oh, I'm gonna get a fresh skull from a wall. This one's
Or
old."
she goes, "No, that's not that. Everyone back to the cave. Don't trust
Yeah,
this guy."
don't trust this guy. That's not the proof I was looking for. You know what I mean? I don't
He-
believe your lying eyes.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, cool. So, a good episode in all, and
A
I
very
can't
good
wait for it.
episode. Very
Yeah,
weird and goofy in
yeah.
areas,
Plus,
but
great
very
with uh, opening the world of the Mandalore. You know what I mean?
yes.
With the planet. Very good. We've spent a lot of time with that, and we've got 2 more episodes, and it's coming up to 8 minutes past 11. I've got to be up at 4 because I'm the runner. Right. So
I think we're gonna have to leave them for
what?
next time
Oh
because
man.
they are
Yeah, I
very
think so.
good episodes.
Yeah, they are. They are. Oh, we're going to be so behind. So
Oh
behind.
no. Next week we'll
Right
next
back if
week
we next
we'll
week we
have to
cover.
do a triple next week of
Yeah,
Bad
just do
Batch
Bad
and
Batch.
Mandalorian
Ugh.
because I
Right.
go to San Francisco the Tuesday
Oh
after
yeah,
that.
you have, yeah. Oh man, sure trips to San Francisco that's messing it up. We're sort of like behind, in front, behind.
I
There again,
know,
it's also my editing as well.
I know.
Trying to get them all done.
But yeah,
Yeah.
very exciting time for Star Wars.
Mm. Yes, it is. Yeah. Yeah. What we'll do is we'll end it there then, and we'll cover the 2 episodes of the Bad Batch in the next one. So if you've all been holding out for the Bad Batch, sorry, but time's getting on, and we've been
And
really
it's more we want to, you know, we like talking about it, and I don't want to
fair,
just
yeah.
say, "Oh yeah, good episode, move on." Oh yeah, great
Yeah.
episode, move on, because the plot of the Bad Batch is getting really good,
It is getting really good.
you
Yeah.
know,
Yeah.
and
It
it's
is.
worth focusing on its own time outside of the Mandalorian. The Mandalorian is the current goofy Star Wars, but the child slave in politics, that's in the kids' TV show.
That's right. That's right. So, Chris, we shall call it a day there and say to the end of the show. Yeah.
Yeah, of course.
Cool. Right then. So, end of the show. Like we say, it's been fantastic. We've had a really good time talking about Star Wars celebrations, talking about weddings. That's slightly something different you hear on a Star Wars podcast, and we've covered a lot, yeah, a lot. And of course, I will be having another video that be. It's not going to be out as a podcast. I don't think it will. It'll be just out as a video on YouTube, but I will post the link on our various social media. So you'll be able to go. It's not going to be episode numbered. It's just going to be like a special presentation. Right. So you want to show your love for the show and look ultra cool, then head over to TeePublic and get your official Radio Free Endor t-shirt, hoodie, and mask. In the middle of, believe it or not, I'm in the middle of designing a new t-shirt for Star Wars Celebration. So if you go in there in about like a week or two, you'll be able to pick up a new t-shirt for Star Wars Celebrations. But we are selling hoodies and mask stickers, mugs, key rings, and mouse mats. They're all available at TeePublic right now. Also, iTunes is still the best place to download the show. And while you're there, please take some time out and leave us a 5-star review. You can also listen to the show on any other good or evil podcast host. Wherever you get your podcasts from, you will find us there. If you're watching on YouTube, then please smack that like button and hit the subscribe to get notifications of the next show. And you can also reach out to us. So search for us on social media, on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. We are at Radio Free Endor. And if you have any comments about what we've been talking about, weddings, Mandalorian, Star Wars celebrations, Bad Batch, anything, then please get in touch on our email address, which is radiofreeendor@gmail.com. You can find me on Twitter at Jamie_R_Burns. And Chris, you can find Chris
at Burn Chris.
At Burn Chris. Fantastic. So we're finally there. Goodbye from me.
Thank you for always having a chat about Star Wars with me.
Yeah, sticking around to the end. It's been fantastic. Okay.
See you all soon.
See you all very, very soon. Bye-bye.